The Battlefront Network, giving you your daily dose of Battlefront content.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Battlefront Network with me, Tom. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. So the idea of Death Troopers appearing in the new Star Wars Battlefront game has been floating around the internet for some time, and I just realised that I haven't actually discussed it here on the channel. Well, what could be a better time to talk about it than on Halloween? So, I think that the Death Troopers first came about with Joe Strieber's novel, which was released on the 13th of October 2009. And funnily enough, the title of the novel is Star Wars Death Troopers. And the story follows an Imperial prison barge called the Purge, which is the temporary home to 500 of the galaxy's most ruthless killers, rebels, scoundrels and thieves. And this ship breaks down in a distant, uninhabited part of space. And its only hope seems to lie with a Star Destroyer found drifting, derelict and seemingly abandoned. But when a boarding party is sent to scavenge for parts, only half of them come back, bringing back with them a horrific disease so lethal that within hours, nearly all aboard the Purge will die in ways too hideous to imagine. I think the Death Troopers are really awesome and really add to the Star Wars universe by giving it a really dark and gritty attitude and atmosphere. I think it's awesome. So I would love to see this included in Star Wars Battlefront as maybe a campaign, multiplayer or instant action Easter egg. That would be amazing. Or maybe a mission, maybe a map on Halloween, for example. That would be amazing to see that. You know, maybe a side mission, just anything like that would be amazing to see them in there. With Frostbite 3, zombie stormtroopers, that would be whoa. But I'm not actually sure whether the idea the Death Troopers is actually canon in the Star Wars universe, because of course Disney got rid of a lot of the expanded universe, and so they included only the films, the Clone Wars and Star Wars Battlefront and any future games to be canon. So I'm not sure whether this is actually canon, so I'm not sure whether it can be included or not. But I'm sure there is some way they can overcome that and find a way to add it into the game, maybe make their own version of it, you know, especially for Battlefront, and add it in there. That would be cool to see. But also, they could make a separate mode for the Death Troopers, like you've seen on Call of Duty, for example. On Call of Duty Black Ops, Call of Duty Black Ops 2, the zombie modes on there are brilliant. So maybe adding the separate mode for the Death Troopers alongside instant action, galactic conquest and all these other features that we can see on the game, that would be brilliant to see, and be able to play on it with your friends. That would be like, whoa. Maybe even add a story to the Death Troopers as well. So if they could in fact include the original story from the book into the game, that would be absolutely fantastic, and of course it would open up an entire new campaign for us all to play with each other. Now they could include actually iconic characters into this campaign, because of course Han Solo and Chewbacca I think were in this book, included in the story, so that would be amazing to see. An entire new story on this Death Troopers idea, that would be whoa. And I think that, well, I've just been reading actually, that the virus occurred after Darth Vader ordered the Empire's bioweapon labs to begin studying the recreation of a weapon that Darth Dreer and Darth Scabrous I think, in the years before the Star Wars The Old Republic period, were actually trying to make. So Darth Vader ordered this weapon to begin, you know, people to, the Empire to start working on this weapon again, to try and get it to use it against their enemies. But it actually started to leak out of the tanks it was being kept in, and it was being kept on a Star Destroyer, and it infected the entire ship, and that's the one we see in the book. So they could use that in the story as well, and it would be amazing to see this story included into the game as a separate mode as well. Wow. And also the Easter eggs that DICE maybe could include for the Death Troopers in the main campaign could link in with the Death Troopers campaign on its own. So we can actually find out more about that by looking at the Easter eggs and then playing the Death Trooper campaign. So that would be great to see. And I'm also then thinking that they could include it in the Galactic Conquest mode as well. And the Death Troopers could be kind of a special bonus, special ability that either faction could use, either get their hands on or find it, cage it up or use it against their enemies. And, you know, it could like take out an entire Star Destroyer, or, you know, it like delays a move or something like that in the Galactic Conquest. That would be great to see, and it would be a perfect special bonus to use, and it would just be amazing to see that included in the game. And I really want to see this, as you can tell. So tell me in the comment section below, would you like to see this included in the game? Because I certainly would. And yeah, until next time, goodbye.